This episode is brought to you by Cologuard. Do you know what's really scary? Not screening for colon cancer when you turn 45. The Cologuard test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off work, and ships right to your door. In just 3 simple steps, Cologuard takes the scare out of colon cancer screening. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about the Cologuard test. Cologuard is available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription today at Cologuard.com/screen.
It's Ross Coulthart, world-class journalist for News Nation, a serious organization. But then there's us, Ross, you and me. And he has the updates on all things UFOs and conspiracies. I love the conspiracies, Ross. Good evening. What do you have for us tonight?
G'day, Walter. Well, you and I have been discussing this missing general, Neil McCaslin, for much of the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
And the new news is no news. It's now 3 weeks and the general is still missing. But his disappearance is now being seen in a very interesting context because there is now more evidence of other disappearances. There's a young woman who was working very closely with McCaslin who disappeared a year ago in June 2025, a woman called Monica Jacinta Reza, and she disappeared in the Angeles forest northwest of Los Angeles. And the interesting thing is, northeast of Los Angeles. And what she's basically been involved in is the development of all manner of alloys and rocket engines, and it sparked a lot of speculation. We discussed this a little bit last time we spoke, and what's just happened in the last few days is the government, the President's Executive Office, have registered the domains alien.gov and aliens.gov. And it's beginning to fuel speculation that there might be something to the announcement by President Trump in February that he's going to declassify any evidence relating to UAPs, UFOs, aliens, extraterrestrial life, recovered technology. And it's fueled speculation that McCaslin's disappearance might be linked to this announcement. Now, a lot of people, as soon as the story came out that the government had quietly registered these official .gov domains, alien.gov and aliens.gov, don't bother going to the sites yet because even though they're registered, they're no longer active websites. They haven't had content placed on them yet. What's interesting, though, is that a press secretary for the president, when she was asked by Defence Scoop, which is an online webzine, what this is all about, she sent back a message saying, "Stay tuned." And then she put, Walter, an alien emoji, an emoji of an alien face. And that has now fueled, I think, speculation, even amongst sober commentators in the legacy dullard media that has its head firmly in the sand, that President Trump might be looking for the ultimate distraction as things go very bad in the Middle East. Maybe, just maybe, the registration by his staff of alien.gov and aliens.gov is a move by the president to make an announcement about the existence of extraterrestrial life. And I don't think anymore it's an idle speculation. There is some serious basis now for suggesting that the president might indeed be contemplating making an announcement.
Why now? Why would he do it now? Besides the some of the obvious concerns, but why would he do it now?
I think the largest explanation is one that keeps on coming up perennially in UAP research. There's been a lot of commentators, people from the inside, Lou Elizondo among them, the former head of the Pentagon's UFO investigations. And he keeps on hinting darkly at things that he can't disclose, which he says are going to happen in or after 2027, or possibly even later this year. And there's been any amount of speculation about what this might mean, but I'm told it may very well be that the government realises the game is up, that after 80 years of cover-ups over the existence of a non-human intelligence, alien life engaging with this planet, they've realised they have to tell the truth, that it's time to come clean with the American public, because maybe, just maybe, as incredible as this may sound, the non-human intelligences are forcing their hand. Maybe in 2027 or earlier, there's going to be some kind of a show. And it's really interesting because there's any amount of weird data points on this. There's a guy in South Carolina called Chris Bledsoe, who's long been a darling of people from NASA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and the CIA, who have attested to his psychical abilities, a guy called Chris Bledsoe.
Right.
And Chris has been predicting for years now that there's going to be some kind of event that takes place. He first said it was going to happen in Easter of this year, 2026. Now he's moderated what he's saying to August of 2026. But there's some suggestion that there might be a public display by non-human intelligences. And interestingly enough, one of the things that he predicted, Walter, was that there was going to be a lot of weird, anomalous activity over different countries. Sort of, I think he described comets and things doing weird loop-de-loops in the sky.
Right.
And it's happening. I mean, believe it or not, all over the world, including here in Australia where I live, but also across the United States, there have been weird, anomalous things that looked like comets, but as people described in Texas when they saw it, this comet did a loop-de-loop, and it was filmed on video and posted on local TV. And so there is the beginning of speculation that there might be something to these stories. And maybe the government, the Pentagon, and the intelligence community know the game is up.
2 mornings ago, I was at my in-laws in Ohio, and the loudest sound I could ever imagine greeted us at 8 in the morning, and a flash in the sky. And I thought it was the sound of a giant dresser in the attic falling over. It was that loud, and the house shook. And then, sure enough, a few hours later, it was revealed it was a comet. The comet shook all of northeastern Ohio and landed in Lake Erie. That's where it landed. It was bright, it was loud, and I had never witnessed or been anywhere near a comet coming down before. It was remarkable. The other thing that was remarkable to me about it, Ross Coulthart, is I thought we have anti-aircraft, anti-ballistic missile, a shield around the United States of America. How did that thing get through? It was allegedly like 7 miles long, something like that.
It was, I know the piece you're talking about. It was a 17,000-pound piece of debris that broke apart above Lake Erie. And there were about 140 people who reported it. And it happened at about 9 o'clock in the morning, caused numerous houses and windows to shake. But it was 7 tons, 6 foot in diameter. And yes, you may ask that question. We don't actually have the kind of anti-ballistic missile technology that a lot of people have been led to believe. And the thing about these meteors, a 7-ton, 6-foot diameter meteor, I have to say, is pretty commonplace these days. Mm-hmm. These happen relatively often. And what's interesting, though, is that these have been predicted. Chris Bledsoe has predicted this meteor activity, and other people are saying that we're going to see an increase in anomalous activity. And it's interesting because one of the things that's starting to happen again, Walter, believe it or not, is the drones are back. The mysterious objects that the government explained away over New Jersey and much of the East Coast for much of 2024 into 2025 and this year, they've suddenly started showing themselves again over parts of New Jersey, New York, Florida, And I'm getting a lot of videos from people who are describing to me this anomalous phenomena. And I don't know what to make of it. I mean, ultimately, all I'm doing is speculating. But I'll leave you with what Chris Bledsoe predicted. He says he was told by the white lady, a woman who appeared to him as a transparent white shape of a lady, when the red star and Regulus are on the horizon in front of the gaze of the Sphinx before daylight, a new knowledge will come to humanity. Now, everyone's been focused on Easter this year as the date, but there's some suggestion that it might actually be as early as today, the spring equinox. And the astronomy is interesting. The Sphinx faces due east precisely where the sun rises on the equinox. And on March the 20th, 2026, at dawn, Regulus rises in the eastward gaze of the Sphinx just before sunrise. Regulus is a star. It's a blue-white star. It's not red. But basically, the interesting thing about this, Walter, if you want to get really weird, is that this is prophesized in the prophecies of the Hopi indigenous people of your beautiful America. They speak of a blue star, Kachina, appearing first as a signal, followed by a red star, Kachina, bringing a whole new world. The blue star, then the red star. That's exactly what's been predicted you'd see at the Sphinx on the 20th of March. So maybe there's nothing to it. Maybe the next time you and I talk, though, Walter, the world will be a very different place indeed.
Ross Coulthart, News Nation, tremendous journalist, great reporting. Thank you so much.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.